Here is Nick. I unbox, you view. With the FDR AX700, it's the first time I bought a camcorder directly after its release. Was it worth it? I hope so. For you as a viewer, it is definitely worth it, since I can answer your questions about the device. To do that, I first need to unbox the camcorder though. Let's cut the seal and open up the carton. On the right side, you are greeted by manuals, warrant papers and other paperwork as usual. On the left side, we find the big eye cup, which for the previous generation only came with the Pro camcorders. It makes it possible to clearly see the image inside the viewfinder, even with lots of ambient light. If we now open up the lower part of the carton, we see cables and accessories in one part and the camcorder packed in protective foil next to them. Since I want to keep you in suspense, I will start to show you the accessories first. The first cable is the C7 cable for the power brick. Right therefrom, we find the lens hood. Hidden inside it is the MP FV70A battery with 1900 mAh. It is sufficient to fill a 128GB card with 4K 100 megabits per second video material of one full charge. Hidden beneath it is the RMT835 infrared remote, which also was included with the predecessor, the FDR AX100. With it, you can control the camera well enough that you mostly don't need anyone behind the camera if you are standing in front of it. The second last accessory is the power brick, which you need to charge the camera. The C7 cable from earlier will connect to it. Last but not least, the micro USB cable, which is used to transfer data from the camera to your PC or Mac. The most interesting thing though is the camcorder itself, which we find in the biggest compartment of the packaging. On the front of the lens there is an additional accessory, the lens cap. The first thing I noticed was the bigger zoom rocker, which allows for smoother control. Compared to the predecessor, the camera is also a little bit wider on the right side, to make room for the hardware, the joystick and the full-size 4K HDMI port. Left to the battery bay, a mode switch was added to select manual or automatic mode. On the left side of the camera we find a flip screen, which you can rotate 270 degrees. Below it, next to the adjusting wheel and the selection buttons, is the 3.5mm headphone jack. On the side of the camera, hidden behind the screen, next to the buttons, is the dual SD card slot. The multi-interface shoe has more clearance to the back, so it is now compatible with more accessories from the start. On the front of the camera body, right beside the lens, we find the 3.5mm microphone input, as well as the multi-USB port. After taking a quick look at the lens here, you can see the 1/4 inch thread, which you can use to mount the camera to all sorts of tripods and mounts. Here's a quick overview of all the parts included in the package. The camcorder, the MP FV70A battery, the power brick with the C7 cable, the big eye cup, the lens hood, the micro USB cable and the RMT835 infrared remote.